Here's the deal. I have discovered something. It's not revolutionary. It's something I could have discovered a very long time ago, but didn't. But it has taken over every part of me that is able to process things and think things through and function properly, which means I'm not able to function properly because this discovery has taken over these things that allow me to function. And that thing is the musical Assassins. Now listen, the last time a musical took over my entire being in such a way was back in 2016 when Hamilton did the same exact thing. There may be a pattern here with musicals based on historical things. The fact that I studied history in college does not play into that in any way, shape, or form, I'm sure. The original production of Assassins was in 1990. 8 years before I was born. This musical is 8 years older than me. However, the version that I am obsessed with is the 2004 revival version, and I have not been able to think about literally anything else since I listened to the 2004 revival version of Assassins. Listen, Assassins has taken over every part of me in a way that I cannot comprehend. Okay, it's been a while since this has happened to me, and I'm afraid of it, and I am afraid of what it does, like the fact that it made me think of the idea for the video that you're about to sit and watch. Assassins. We've all seen the Hunger Games simulator that exists on the internet that somebody created, and it's, you put in the names of 24 or 36 or 48 people, and it's essentially the Hunger Games. Like, these people that you put the names in for, you can put pictures in for them, it plays out for you, you just have to click through it. Unis Honest did this on their YouTube channel with different YouTubers. A couple days ago, I was sitting there thinking about Assassins as I do, and I thought to myself, out of all of the presidents who were assassinated and or an assassination was attempted upon them, and the people who assassinated them and or attempted to assassinate them, which one of them would survive the longest and win in a Hunger Games arena? And then I remembered I can watch that play out in real time, which led to the creation of this. I put this together a couple of days ago, and it was the most fun I've had doing anything in a very long time, because this Hunger Games simulator asks you not only to put the names in, but also nicknames, and I came up with nicknames for each one of these different people, and it was thrilling. I love creating nicknames for people that I barely know anything about. Although, considering how much I've listened to Assassins and how much research I've done about all of these different people who were part of Assassins, I know too much about presidential assassinations and assassination attempts, let me tell you. Anyway, what I did the ones that are in the musical, and then I put in a couple that are not in the musical. Obviously, I did the main 4 big ones, the ones that actually were successful assassination attempts, and I put them in the first 4 districts. And then after that, I did assassination attempts, wherein the president was either injured or it was unsuccessful in the following districts. There are a couple repeats, because a couple of these people, more than one person tried to assassinate them. Cough, cough, Gerald Ford. Cough, cough, Richard Nixon. There are other presidents who were also attempted to be assassinated, but I figured it was probably safer to do ones that were more like far removed. The last one on this list is Jimmy Carter. He's still alive, but the man's old, okay? Nobody's actively thinking about the time Richard Lee Harvey tried to assassinate Jimmy Carter. So hopefully this doesn't like bother people that I put presidents and their assassins into a Hunger Games situation. But somebody wrote a musical about it, so I figured I could make a YouTube video with a Hunger Games simulation featuring these different people. I'm not gonna like go into a history lesson about any of these things, although I did do quite a bit of research into some of these things, because like I didn't know that somebody tried to assassinate Harry S. Truman. 2 people actually tried to assassinate Harry S. Truman after the first assassination attempt that Harry S. Truman went through. So this name is a combination of 2 different people that attempted to assassinate Harry S. Truman. I think the best thing to do is to just hop into it and see who survives. Obviously, Gerald Ford and Richard Nixon have a better chance because they're both in here twice. But if somebody else comes out as the winner, I'm going to be so pleased. Obviously, my money is on John F. Kennedy because I am in love with John F. Kennedy. And I think about the fact that John F. Kennedy got assassinated every single day because it still hurts. Some of these people don't have pictures because I couldn't find like a reliable source for what they looked like on the internet. Oh, and I just want to begin by talking about Andrew Jackson and the fact that Richard Lawrence tried to assassinate Andrew Jackson in 1835. He had 2 different guns that he was ready to shoot Andrew Jackson with. Both of them malfunctioned. And I want to know what higher power stopped Richard Lawrence from actually assassinating Andrew Jackson. Who thought that was a good idea? I also think about that constantly. Let's begin. The presidential assassins / attempts, Hunger Games. Due to the nature of the thing, yeah, I'm 13 or older, I get it. No! I've messed up. Hold on. Okay, now we can go. Proceed. As the tributes stand on their podiums, ladies and gentlemen, the horn sounds. These are... They use their nicknames instead of their real names. I'm gonna have a conniption. Uh-oh, okay. Here we go. Ford Model T, also known as the first iteration of Gerald Ford, who was attempted to be assassinated, in fact, by the very person that he kills. Kills in love with the psycho with a sickle. This is Squeaky Fromm. This is Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford kills Squeaky Fromm with a sickle. Just right out the freaking gate. I'm ready. Here we go. It's only gonna get better from here. Garf breaks Charlie's nose for a basket of bread, which is great to me because Charles Guiteau, in fact, kills James A. Garfield in real life. This is fantastic. I'm having a great time. Both of these men just getting right back at these people who did them in real life. Tricky Dick runs away from the cornucopia like the little bench he is. Peanut Farmer finds 2 heads are not better. The person who attempted to kill Jimmy Carter hiding in the cornucopia, but 2 heads are not better, kills him first. What's with all these people who are part of the same district already trying to kill one another? This is insane. Wilkes runs away from the cornucopia. Obviously this is John Wilkes Booth. He killed Abraham Lincoln. Actual Garbo Lee Harvey Oswald grabs a backpack and retreats. Uh-oh. Even worse garbage, truly, runs away from the cornucopia. This is Andrew Jackson. Hate him with a passion. The S stands for Suave, also known as Harry S. Truman. Zangara, Giuseppe Zangara, and second gen Model T work together to get as many supplies as possible. This is the other iteration of Gerald Ford that I put into the Hunger Games because he was attempted to be assassinated by 2 different people. Honest Abe runs away. Big Bill, William McKinley runs away. Frankie Rose, Franklin Delano Roosevelt runs away. The other iteration of Richard Nixon, Tricky Dicky, round 2, grabs a backpack, not realizing it is empty. Uh-oh, Tricky Dicky, round 2. That's dangerous. Not actually Santa Claus. This is Samuel Bick. He attempted to assassinate Richard Nixon. John F. Kennedy, my fave, and RDB, who also attempted to assassinate Richard Nixon, worked together to get as many supplies as possible. His real name is Arthur Bremer. A mystery, Richard Lee Harvey. Scares more is less, am I right, away from the cornucopia. Oh, I lied. Richard Lee Harvey tried to assassinate Jimmy Carter. Who was the other person that I said has tried to assassinate Jimmy Carter? 2 heads are not better. Yeah. Torres Olazo. He tried to assassinate, or they, apologies, tried to assassinate Harry S. Truman. Scares more is less, am I right, away from the cornucopia. This is Sarah Jane Moore. She tried to assassinate Gerald Ford. Just doing God's work is Richard Lawrence, who tried to assassinate Andrew Jackson, catches Shulgaj off guard and kills her. Uh-oh, I forgot to change the pronouns of the people. Thrilling. So, a lot happened right out the gate. All of these different people from the same district just attacking one another, probably because they were getting back at the people who tried to assassinate them and or were successful in assassinating them. Day 1. Second gen Model T begs for a Ford Model T to kill her. He refuses, keeping the second gen Model T alive. Gerald Ford wanted desperately for this first iteration of himself to kill him. It did not work out. A mystery, Richard Lee Harvey receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Good for him. Charlie makes a slingshot. Good for him. RDB tries to spearfish with a trident. Tries being the key word here. I imagine he was unsuccessful, just like he was unsuccessful in his attempt to assassinate Richard Nixon. Honest Abe discovers a river. Don't drink any of that water without purifying it, Honest Abe. Two heads are not better. Torres Olazo. Oof, that's going to be difficult to say. Over here is Frankie Rose and Zangara talking in the distance. Uh-oh, what are they talking about? What's happening here? They're talking about the ploy that was Zangara attempting to assassinate Franklin Delano Roosevelt, because that's what happened. Just doing God's work, makes a wooden spear. Good for him. Not actually Santa Claus. Sprains her ankle while running away from Garfield. Listen, I had to recreate this because it reset, so I forgot to change the pronouns. It was an accident. I didn't mean for this to happen, okay? Wilkes scares the S stands for suave off. That tracks. Tricky Dicky round 2 decapitates JFK with a sword. Oh no. History repeats itself, am I right? Oh god, well there goes my champion. Shit. Tricky Dick practices his archery. Actual Garbo explores the arena. More is less, am I right? And Big Bill hunt for other tributes. Oh, William McKinley and Sarah J. Moore working together. Wouldn't have expected it. Even worse garbage, truly, hunts for other tributes. That tracks. Oh, I'm so sad. So, on day 1, we got 4 tributes down, leaving us with 20. Squeaky Fromm, dead right out the gate. Peanut Farmer, I think also dead right out the gate. Sholgaj is dead. Oh gosh. And so's my boy John F. Kennedy. He can't win anything. Here we go. Zangara cries himself to sleep. Me too, honestly. Second gen Model T receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Cool. Tricky Dicky round 2 and Frankie Rose hold hands. That's very good. I'm happy for them. Charlie looks at the night sky. Honest Abe attempts to climb a tree but falls on the S stands for suave, killing them both. Oh, the presidents, man, they're just getting knocked out one by one. Ford Model T tries to treat his infection. Oh no! Gerald Ford's got an infection. RDB sees a fire but stays hidden. Tricky Dick passes out from exhaustion. Actual Garbo severely injures Wilkes but puts her out of her misery. Oh no! I cannot stand this. Too much is happening. Not actually Santa Claus thinks about home. Even worse garbage, truly, starts a fire. Big Bill receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Just doing God's work receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Garf attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Oh, lots going on here. A mystery, more is less, am I right, and two heads are not better start fighting. But more is less, am I right, runs away as Richard Lee Harvey kills Torres Olazo. So the person that tried to assassinate Jimmy Carter has killed the people who tried to assassinate Harry S. Truman, while Sarah J. Moore got out with her life. Day 2, here we go. Sarah J. Moore is searching for firewood. Gerald Ford, the one that was attempted to be assassinated by Sarah J. Moore, discovers a river. Is it the same river that Abraham Lincoln discovered? I have to assume so. William McKinley makes a wooden spear. Lee Harvey Oswald, Gerald Ford, that was attempted to be assassinated by Squeak Fromm, and Richard Lee Harvey hunt for other tributes. Just doing God's work, thinks about home. Charlie kills Andrew Jackson while he is resting. Thank you, Charles Guiteau. Thank you so much. It's about time. Zangara explores the arena. Frankie Rose and Garfield threaten a double suicide. It fails, and they both die. Rip. RDB discovers a river. Uh-oh. Okay. That's fine. Tricky Dick tries to spear fish with a trident. Tricky Dicky round 2 thinks about home, and not actually Santa Claus makes a slingshot. So, on day 2, we lost quite a few people. Abraham Lincoln and Harry S. Truman. Rest in peace. John Wilkes Booth, dead. Two heads are not better. Torres Olazo. Even worse garbage, truly. Yes. Don't rest in peace. Burn in hell. Frankie Rose and Garfield. Well, I don't even know who's left. Oh boy. Okay. So we're still running strong with Charles Guiteau, Bill McKinley, Lee Harvey Oswald, person who tried to kill Andrew Jackson, Richard Lawrence, Giuseppe Zangara, both iterations of Richard Nixon, both iterations of Gerald Ford. They're assassins. And Richard Lee Harvey. Surprising. Let's go. Night 2 is gonna get wild, I can feel it. Zingara and the first iteration of Gerald Ford tell stories about themselves to each other. That's adorable. I'm happy they're getting to know one another. Not Actually Santa Claus, A Mystery, Tricky Dicky Round 2, and the other iteration of Gerald Ford tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Interesting, interesting. Charlie receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Richard Lawrence receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. I'm holding out for him, man. He knows what he's doing. Sarah J. Moore and Arthur Bremer talk about the tribute still alive. Willie McKinley receives clean water. Lee Harvey Oswald is setting up camp for the night. And the first iteration of Richard Nixon receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. So night 2 was not as wild as I thought it would be. That's fine. Starting with day 3. Second iteration of Gerald Ford, pricked by thorns while picking berries. What a loser. Zingara sprains his ankle while running away from RDB. Oh no. Sarah J. Moore, first iteration of Gerald Ford, Richard Lee Harvey Oswald, and the first iteration of Richard Nixon hunt for other tributes. Dang, this group of 5. Samuel Bick tries to sleep through the entire day. Good for him. Charles Guiteau practices his archery. Big Bill hunts for other tributes. I don't think you're going to get very far against this group of 5 here, buddy. And the second iteration of Nixon and Richard Lawrence hunt for other tributes. So Big Bill's kind of on his own here in the search for other tributes. And then these other folks by themselves, they're woof. Okay, nobody died. Day 3, wild. What happened tonight? Oh, okay. Some action. Charles Guiteau shoots an arrow at the second iteration of Richard Nixon, but misses and kills the second iteration of Gerald Ford instead. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Sarah J. Moore poisons Richard Lee Harvey's drink, but mistakes it for her own and dies. Oh, God. So Sarah J. Moore just took herself out on accident. That's rough. RDB screams for help. Me, honestly, making this YouTube video. Richard Lawrence lets Samuel Bick into his shelter. That's nice. Some camaraderie. Gerald Ford tries to sing himself to sleep. Willie McKinley climbs a tree to rest. Zingara goes to sleep. Lee Harvey Oswald climbs a tree to rest. And Richard Nixon sets up camp for the night. The second iteration of Gerald Ford. Oh! That's interesting. The Gerald Ford that Sarah J. Moore tried to kill died, and then Sarah J. Moore also died. Richard Lawrence, wooden spear. Didn't he already do that? Just doing God's work makes a wooden spear. Hey, bud, what happened to your first one? Richard Nixon defeats the other Richard Nixon in a fight, but spares his life? Alright, that's fine. Cool. Gerald Ford scares off Richard Lee Harvey. Willie McKinley dies from thirst. Oh no. Well, let's be honest, not really a surprise. Samuel Bick searches for a water source, so he's gonna go out the same way Willie McKinley did. RDB, Charlie, Zingara, and actual Garbo hunt for other tributes. Damn, all these switching up different freaking groups, man. We lost one of the Gerald Fords, we lost Sarah J. Moore, and we lost Willie McKinley. Keep going. Richard Lee Harvey passed out from exhaustion. Me too. Richard Lawrence destroys Richard Nixon's supplies while he's asleep. That's a little rude, but you know, go off, I guess. Samuel Bick receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Lee Harvey Oswald tries to sing himself to sleep. I hope it went really poorly. Richard Nixon passes out from exhaustion. Gerald Ford and Charlie Guiteau tell stories about themselves to each other. Zingara tends to their wounds, and RDB tries to treat his infection. Ooh! Richard Lawrence and Charles Guiteau track down and kill RDB. Interesting. Richard Lee Harvey is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Unfortunate. Samuel Bick receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. My Sammy brother is getting a lot of sponsors. He's kind of well off. Richard Nixon camouflages himself in the bushes. Zingara picks flowers. Honestly, me if I was in the Hunger Games. Gerald Ford practices archery, and Richard Nixon, the other one, attacks actual Garbo, Lee Harvey Oswald, but he manages to escape. Boring. Rest in peace, Artie Bremer, I guess. Charlie tries to treat his infection. Samuel Bick cooks his food before putting his fire out. Thrilling, riveting content. Richard Lawrence receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Zingara, Richard Lee Harvey, and the two Richard Nixons sleep in shifts. Lee Harvey Oswald convinces Gerald Ford not to kill him, only to kill him instead. Lee Harvey Oswald took out Gerald Ford. Man, don't quit, huh? Samuel Bick kills Charles Guiteau with his own weapon. Yikes. Richard Lee Harvey and Lee Harvey Oswald get into a fight over raw meats, but Richard Lee Harvey gives up and runs away. Second iteration of Richard Nixon decides not to go to the feast. The first, Richard Nixon, Richard Lawrence, and Zangara get into a fight. Richard Nixon kills them both. I was holding out for Richard Lawrence, but shit, Richard Nixon. Damn, tricky dick. Shit. Lee Harvey Oswald thinks about home. Samuel Bick stalks Tricky Dicky round 2. Oh, Richard Lee Harvey dies from thirst. And Richard Nixon falls into a frozen lake and drowns. I was expecting more murder out of this group, but it's mostly just been a lot of stupid stuff. Them killing themselves accidentally. Gerald Ford is out. Charles Guiteau is out. Richard Lawrence is out. Giuseppe Zangara is out. Richard Lee Harvey was out. And one of the Richard Nixons is out. Oh, the other Richard Nixon's gonna win, isn't he? I can feel it coming. Damn it. Okay. Lee Harvey Oswald is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Good. Freeze to death. Richard Nixon receives clean water from an unknown sponsor, and Samuel Bick attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Well, nobody knows how to start a fire in this group. I don't care who wins. I don't care who wins. Although this is very good. Hold on, I'll explain in a moment. Lee Harvey Oswald dies trying to escape the arena. What a loser. Samuel Bick kills Richard Nixon for his supplies? Sorry. In case you were unaware, Samuel Bick attempted to kill Richard Nixon in real life in 1974 by flying a plane into the White House. He obviously did not manage to do that. He didn't even manage to get the plane off of the ground. He was killed within the airplane before he took off. 2 losers are dead. And the winner of the presidential assassination/attempts Hunger Games is Samuel Bick, aka not actually Santa Claus. This comes from the fact that apparently when he was shot and killed, Samuel Bick was dressed as Santa Claus, which is a little weird. But he has a line in Assassins where he says, "You know why I did it? Because there isn't any Santa Claus." It's very good. In his, like, good Massachusetts accent that I am unable to do. He won. Good for him. Oh, look at this. Okay. In the end, Samuel Bick had 2 kills. I wish I could see who it was that he killed, but I don't think that I can. But I can go through each of the... Ooh, wait. Oh, I see. Okay. So obviously the first to die was in fact Squeaky Fromm. Jimmy Carter followed shortly behind, and then Shulgaj and JFK. I'm so disappointed that John F. Kennedy didn't make it further in this game. I was rooting for him, and I'm disappointed. And then Honest Abe was taken out. Harry S. Truman, John Wilkes Booth, the 2 men who tried to kill Harry S. Truman, Andrew Jackson, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, James Garfield, second Gerald Ford, Sarah J. Moore, William McKinley, Arthur Bremer, the other Gerald Ford, Charles Guiteau, Richard Lawrence, Giuseppe Zangara, Richard Lee Harvey, Richard Nixon, Lee Harvey Oswald. I hate that he made it as far as he did. Disgusting. The other Richard Nixon, and then of course our champion and winner, Samuel Bick. Oh, a number of kills, I see. Charles Guiteau killed 3 separate people. Oh, a summary. Good. Frickin' Richard Nixon decapitated John F. Kennedy. Samuel Bick killed Richard Nixon in response to him killing John F. Kennedy. Although Samuel Bick has no connection to John F. Kennedy, and he wouldn't have done that for any particular reason at all. But, you know, if I were to write a fan fiction about it's disgusting. Don't look at me. This wasn't as thrilling as I thought it would be. Although there were some good laughs. There were some good moments. Like how literally Samuel Bick took out the person that he tried to kill in real life and won the Hunger Games as a result. That's great. Some of these guys made it really far without killing anyone. Like Zangara didn't kill anybody. Got 6th place. It's like the floaters in like Big Brother. They don't do anything the entire game, but somehow they get all the way to the end. This was honestly kind of thrilling. I enjoyed this a lot. And I think I would like to do this again with a separate group of people. Mayhaps characters from the Witcher franchise. Mayhaps characters from Skyrim. Mayhaps characters from other musicals. like Hamilton. Can you imagine putting Hamilton and Jefferson in a Hunger Games arena with one another? Oh boy, that would be wild. Okay, so this was fun. I won't be doing it again, ever, with this particular group of people, because that was... But anyway, I hope that this was thrilling in a way that only some stuff can be thrilling. I thought it was very exciting. I wish there had been more, like, straight up murder rather than just people being stupid and killing themselves on accident. Like how William McKinley died of thirst. Like, what a loser. Drink water, bud. But other than that, yeah, exciting as heck. I think the Witcher characters are next. Yeah, sounds about right.